How's it going? James here. Just wanted to do a short video because I haven't done one in a while, and I kind of wanted to talk about some things. You know, this has kind of become, even though it's something I'm not entirely comfortable with, it's kind of become cathartic in a way for me to be able to talk to you guys. So, yeah, let's have a chat. I'm 2 weeks into school now. For those of you that don't know, I am in the digital cinematography course at Full Sail University. I have 2 classes out of the way because I just am finishing up one of them this week, so that'll be the second one. My first class was creative presentation, which was great. I learned a lot about giving presentations and effective ways to communicate with people, and you know, a lot of things I'd never even heard about, like vocal toolbox, that kind of thing. I might do some videos that kind of cover those things in the future, you know, share a little bit of the insight for those of you that don't know. My second class was the psychology of play. This class in particular has been really great for me because it has dealt with a lot of areas that I feel like I lack in. Essentially, I thought it was going to be about how to incorporate play into your lives, which it kind of did touch on at first, but it's gone much farther than that. It's gotten into not only how to incorporate play into your life, but also just, you know, positive thinking, how to have a growth mindset, how to change the way you perceive things and help with stress. You know, basically how to make yourself a better person. So that's been great because, as anybody that knows me can tell you, I can always use the help. My wife was in the hospital. She is a diabetic and is awaiting a kidney transplant, and she experienced a major heart attack. So obviously this has been a rough week for me. I don't even know what to say about that part of it. We're just kind of taking things one day at a time. She's, you know, just for those of you that don't know, she's doing better. She's at home now. So we're just going to try to keep her as healthy as possible and make her take better care of herself. So anyways, that really kind of brought down the mood. But like I said, I just kind of needed to share some things. So let's talk about something a little more lighthearted. I jumped on my computer this morning, and of course whenever I connect my phone or my iPad, the first thing that pops up is iTunes. I'm sure that you guys with Apple computers can relate to that. And what do I see but Stryper has a new album. Now, depending on who you are, just saying the name Stryper elicits a number of different feelings. Some of you guys think that they were a joke. Some of you guys were really into them. It just kind of really depends on where you came from as a child or a teenager or whatever you were. But me personally, Stryper was one of my favorite bands when I was a teenager. And let me tell you why. Obviously, being a normal teenager during the 80s, I was a big fan of heavy metal music. And at the time, you know, hair bands were what was in. You know, looking back, it's kind of a laughable thing, but that was what was popular, and anybody that was around back then kind of gets it. Even though it was a little ridiculous at times with all the makeup and the big hair, that's just kind of the way things were. And, you know, we loved the music, still love the music. But I personally was raised in a Christian home, so my parents didn't really care for me listening to heavy metal music. You know, that was kind of something that was looked down on. So my compromise, I guess you would say, was that I tried to listen to Christian heavy metal music. Now, let's be honest, I listened to it all. You know, I'd sneak what music I could here and there. But I thought somehow that if I incorporated Christian metal music into it, that my parents would maybe approve of that and let me listen to it, but it didn't really go that way. They didn't like Stryper either. So back to the point. Stryper has a new album out. Now, I discovered a couple years ago when I was looking over Spotify, I believe it was, that Stryper's been putting out albums pretty much the whole time, which is kind of awesome. I really didn't take time to listen to any of them just because that's not really the music I'm into now, but I thought it was cool that they were still doing music. But when I saw that they had a new album out, I figured I'd click on it and kind of sample the tracks and see what I thought. Okay, so here's my opinion. Number one, they've always been kind of known for their artwork on their albums. Now, the artwork on this new album kind of fits that whole theme, but I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed in it, especially being that now I'm coming from the background of a graphic artist, web designer, that kind of thing. So I'm a little more familiar with what you can do with Photoshop and that kind of thing. How many times can I say that kind of thing? All right. So it's, it's somewhat cool. I'll put it up here so you can see it. Just, not terribly impressed. That being said, it's about the music. So what do I think about that? They're still doing really good music. They're definitely tight. The music technically is good. The vocalist is still doing a good job. Michael Sweet, he's got an awesome voice. And even though he's a little older now and his voice has changed, he still is a really good vocalist. Still can reach those high notes. Now let's talk about the songs. I listened through, sampled each of the tracks, and I really just didn't find anything that stood out. Like I said, technically the music's all great, but nothing stood out to me. I mean, it sounded like an album of B-sides. And I'm not trying to be mean because I love the guys, but there wasn't anything that hit me as a single. The title of the album and the title of, I guess, the title song, imagine that, is Goddamn Evil. Now, I understand what they're doing. Back in the day, they had the album To Hell with the Devil. Yeah, it's clever, and we get what they're doing. But I got to be honest. While I was a little more receptive of the older title, this new title bothers me a little, and let me tell you why. If you're claiming to be a Christian band, then I think that may be overstepping the lines a little bit, because even though they're not technically cursing, the lyrics of the song, if you listen to it, it's in context, but it's what it represents. It's what you're kind of putting off the image of. And in this particular instance, the second side of it is using God's name in vain, which is a big no-no for Christians, So I don't really feel like that was the best choice, and I'm a little disappointed with that, to be honest. But, that's their choice, so I'm not gonna judge them for it, just stating my opinion. That's really about all I have to say about that album. I mean, I was a little disappointed because it was exciting to see a new album out by them, but there's been a lot of bands from the 80s that have done stuff since that impressed me more. Dokken just came out with a song recently, and I gotta tell you, it was a great song. I was really impressed. It was a change from what I was used to with them because, they've gotten older too, and their lead singer is obviously kind of, playing to his limits. But I thought it was good. The last thing I wanted to talk about is Infinity Wars. It just came out. I was a teenager when the Infinity War comic book crossover series was out, and at the time I did collect comics. I collected pretty much everything. I've always been a collector. That was one of my favorite series. That was like the one I went to the comic shop every week for, and would have them set back anything to do with the crossover series for Infinity Gauntlet. So I was excited when I saw, first of all, watching the movies along the way, seeing the little pieces that they were putting in that kind of foreshadowed that they were going to be doing an Infinity Gauntlet type storyline. So when I saw the trailer for Infinity Wars, I was, that's what I've been waiting for. The entire time I've been watching these Marvel movies, this is the point that I've been waiting for. Now, it came out either last night or today, I'm not really sure, and you would think that I would have been the first one to go see it, but like I said, things have been hectic this week and just really bad timing, I guess, so I haven't gone and seen it, but I am really excited to see it. Other than seeing the previews, I don't really know much about what they're doing with the storyline, but just to see it in any form or fashion, it'll be great. I've kind of covered a lot of weird things this video, and it's not really what I intended to do with this channel, but like I said, I haven't made a video in a while, and I just wanted to get something up to kind of keep you guys informed that I'm still here and let you know why it's kind of taken me a while between videos. I've just been really caught up in things. Hopefully I'll get back on track soon and I'll start putting out some more frequent videos and maybe a little more on topic. Honestly, I'm still trying to decide what to do with this channel. I've been doing a lot of photography lately, been taking a lot of pictures and kind of working on building up my Instagram account, which has been fun. It's kind of surprised me the way people have responded to it. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely go check out my Instagram. My username is James Reimer Online. Maybe a possibility that I'll do some photography stuff in the future. Let me know what you guys think. This is a channel for you as much as it is for me, so I would like to know what you guys are interested in. Maybe you can leave me a comment and give me some ideas. Let me know what you think about the videos I've done so far. Let's do this together, let's build this channel together because I want it to be a community, so I definitely want you guys to have a say in it. And I guess that's it for now. The typical fare. Like this video if you haven't liked it already, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notifications when I put out a new video. And I will talk to you soon, and thank you for listening.